Hey y'all. So a few days ago, a song came out, and you probably come across it, even if you're not subscribed to anything about this. You probably come across it on YouTube. All Anthony's Richmond, North of Richmond, and on a I could just talk about that for 15 or so minutes, but as with everything, if you're caught enough, it can be, well, I mean, you don't even have to look that hard with most things, but as with all things, it can be connected back to the gospel here. And I will be inking that in the description. I will definitely be inking that in the description for you to use the word together. One of my favorite verses, and the core of the gospel, I think, and really has prudence for what I'm going to be talking about today. John 3:16. For God so loved the world, and I really want to focus on that word, for God so loved the world. He gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I've been speaking against evil, and that's still paramount. We should, especially as Christians, I mean, honestly, Christians are the only one, Christians are the only one that can kind of do that. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you want to talk about even taking God out of the situation, which you can never fully take God out of any situation. But even trying to take maybe the spiritual, the salvation aspect of God out of a situation, we wouldn't have morality. We wouldn't have morality without God. I mean, we could try to do it on our own, but if we try to have morality on our own, I mean, we kill each other. I mean, especially nowadays, because nowadays it says, "Oh, you're further the paramount. Whatever you want to do, you can kill that baby. You can just whatever for convenience, or you could rob that. You could rob that store. You could start a riot for social change. Anything, whatever you feel, whatever you feel in the moment is right for you. You can do, because whatever you feel is right for you is right. Well, no. Let's go back to that word I talked about, that word I put emphasis on. For God so loved the world. Now, that word love is very important. I mean, not only is it agape, but what most people do nowadays, especially those of people who aren't Christian, but want to try to justify themselves, even though they say they don't believe in Jesus, but they want to try to justify themselves. They conflate Jesus' love with acceptance. A few weeks back, my pastor was talking about being like Jesus. I mean, loving people, sitting down with people, getting to know them, and that's great. That's good. But I was also thinking, well, yes, we should do that. But the flip side of that coin is what people say, how people try to defend themselves, how people try to say, oh, Jesus, Jesus loves me. Jesus, Jesus does all that, and he does, but even as it says in this verse, just because Jesus loves you, he doesn't accept you. I mean, we read it back, for God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes sins are not perish. If acceptance was just a key issue with him, and he just accept us how we are, I mean, why did he have to come? Why did he have to come down to save us? Because he loved us, and he didn't want us to. He didn't want us to wallow in that acceptance of sin anymore. Because ultimately, that just leads to destruction. People picking against evil get ostracized and talked bad about, and maybe even beaten and killed in some circumstances. But yeah, picking against evil had never been a popular thing. You go back even centuries back with the, and I'm not particularly talking about the ancient Christians. You can bring that up, but you go back even centuries back. I mean, speaking against evil was never a popular thing at any point in history. And why I bring the song up, Richmond North of Richmond, not only is it a great song, but as with any true conservative, because I don't know if this guy's conservative or not, but, you know, if you're not with the mob and you're not with the left agenda, you're automatically labeled conservative. But, yeah, the reason why I bring the song up is it's already being co-opted. And it's already trying to be obfuscated by the media as, oh, the conservatives have found their rallying cry and their rallying song, and it's just a song beyond out the proportion, and it's a script and everything. But like I say, the truth will always be found, and I'm not meaning always act 100% of the time, but the truth will most likely be found in what you can't say, in what's not being said, and what's not acceptable. Because sin has always been acceptable and justified in our society. I mean, Christians have always sort of been fighting against culture and been the underdog, so to speak. And we will continue to be the underdog until Jesus comes back. I mean, even Jesus was the underdog. I mean, he spoke against these righteous leaders. He didn't particularly speak against, he particularly just spoke against their behavior, spoke against their condescension, spoke against their uncaring nature. And yes, we should try to not be like that, because if we ain't too far in the direction of, oh, this is bad, this is sinful, and you're going to hell, and I'm just kidding, I'm not like that. If we ain't too far in that direction, we run the risk of being a Pharisee. But what we have to do is be like Jesus was in the fact that he met people where they were at, but he always commanded change, or they were chained in and of themselves. Guys, if you fight against that evil, and you fight against the satanic and all the piezas and all that, and you fight against the nature of the Lord. I mean, God will be with you. The Bible doesn't promise an easy road, no, far from it. But ultimately, God will be with you, and ultimately, it's all gonna work out like I talked about last week. Don't lean on that. Beware of those who lean on that for justification, though, and who say, "Oh, I shouldn't do anything. I shouldn't worry about that." Well, you shouldn't exactly worry, but you shouldn't stand on the sideline either. Guys, I love you. God bless you. Northman, north of Richmond, gonna be in, or Richmond, north of Richmond, gonna be in the description. I highly recommend you listen to it. I've been listening to it. It's a fantastic song, and it makes this, some of it makes this pastor's heart sad, because you know that there's evil in this world, and you speak about it to people, and they say, "Oh, you're crazy. You're just a conspiracy theorist, like my conservative brothers and sisters, like my Christian brothers and sisters. They're just conspiracy theorists." Well, everything's a conspiracy until it eventually comes out as true. Guys, I love you. God bless you. I'll see you next week.